Hi, I'm Dr. K, and in this video, I'm going to answer some common questions about losing weight permanently for women over 40. And these include, do you need to stop snacking to lose weight? How to host people at your house without overeating? Can a glass of red wine each day help your health and weight? And how to tell if a new celebrity diet is the one for you. And as previously, the format of this video is that the topics are going to be phrased as quiz questions that I'm then going to proceed to answer. Now, you may or may not know, for the last 14 years at my clinic in London and now via Zoom, I've helped hundreds of women over 40 to lose weight and keep it off by changing their relationship with food. So I answer all the questions from the point of view of permanent weight loss. So let's get into it. Question 1. You're entertaining people who are coming over for some drinks and you'd usually offer them some light snacks. But given that you're trying to lose weight right now, what should you do? So this question brings to mind a client of mine, and she would buy potato chips or crisps in order to entertain guests. But what would happen is that she'd end up eating the crisps or potato chips long before the guests ever visited. And so what this highlights is the danger of buying food or drink in order to entertain for others, and then you end up eating or drinking it long before they arrive. So with that in mind, let's look at the potential answers here. So A, cancel the entire event because you're trying to lose weight. This is a very diety way of approaching things, so a lot of people will suspend all socializing or minimize it while they're trying to lose weight. And their rationale is that once they lose the weight, they can go back to normal life. But the thing is, if you don't know how to handle situations like socializing, once you go back to normal life, you'll have no way to handle it properly, you'll overeat, you'll overdrink, and you'll gain back weight. Instead, you want to figure out how to deal with these situations properly so that you'll be able to manage them for the rest of your life. Option B. Just eat freely and forget you're trying to lose weight and then start again next week. So this is another very diety way to approach this, where you don't know how to handle this situation, so you just give in and then the diet has to start again next week. And option C, you order the food at the last minute possible and offload all the food provided. This is at least an attempt to try and manage the situation, and it's quite a good one in that you don't want to have food being purchased days or even weeks before the event, because then it's just going to be lingering around the house and it's going to provide unnecessary temptation. So what you want to do is get the food in at the last possible minute, practically speaking, and then during and after the event, try and offload the food to your guests. Try and give it to them as they're leaving. Again, so it's not just lingering around in the house afterwards. And many people have experience of hosting an event, having lots of food left over, and then who ends up eating it? You do. Okay, question 2. You're trying to lose weight, but you've also heard that a glass of red wine a day is a good idea for your health. Should you start drinking every day? And we've got 4 options here. A, yes, it's a good idea to start drinking every day. B, no, bad idea. C, no, terrible idea. D, no, what on earth are you thinking? From those answers, you can probably tell starting to drink just for your health is a terrible, terrible idea. There may be a slight reduction in heart risk associated with drinking red wine every day, but there's also an increase from drinking of an increased risk of stroke or an increased risk of cancers. But the main issue here is that alcohol is obviously addictive. So you may start off with good intentions of having 1 glass a day, but before you know it, it'll be 2 glasses a day, it could be 3 glasses a day, you could end up on a whole bottle a day. And that's to say nothing of the calories associated with alcohol. And if you're going to be introducing calories in this liquid form, obviously then it's going to affect your weight, and that's not going to help your health either. Question 3. A friend tells you about an amazing new diet that at least 2 celebrities have done. What do you do? The reason I included this question is I had a client. She used to come in every week, like most clients do, but she would often travel to Los Angeles. I think it was for business, it might have been for pleasure, but she made quite a few trips, and each time she'd come back from LA, she'd tell me about a friend of hers. She'd say, oh, I met a friend, they've started this new diet, it's a really amazing new diet, and they look incredible, I'm really tempted to start this diet. And then a few weeks later, she'd come back, it'd be a different person, a different diet, and she'd be tempted to start that diet as well. And so imagine you're in that situation. What do you do when you've heard about this incredible new diet and you're tempted to do it? So there's 2 options here. A, you want more information, which celebrities, A-list or B-list, how much weight did they lose, how quickly, you want all the details, but you've pretty much decided you're starting on Monday morning. Or B, and this is what I used to say to my client, ask yourself, is this really any different from every other diet I've done in the past? And so with this client, she would be tempted each time, but she wouldn't actually go through and try the diet. The reason is she knew by asking that question that it wouldn't be worth trying the new diet, that there was no real difference between that diet and other diets that she'd tried in the past. And how could she be so sure that this diet would not work? Because she had had years, maybe even decades of experience with every diet under the sun, and they'd all had the same result. I often say to clients, a diet is a diet is a diet. They're all the same. They all work in exactly the same way. And if you haven't had any success with those diets in the past, you're not going to have success in the future. You need to try a different approach. And the reason why this is an important question is that even if you've made the right decision to do the right thing and focus on permanent weight loss rather than short-term crash dieting, even when you've made that right decision, you are going to be continually faced with temptation because there's always going to be this brand new diet which is all flashy and lots of great results and celebrities have tried it and it'll sound exciting. And you need to be able to resist that temptation and see through the illusion and realize that there's really only one solution to this, and that's to focus on long-term permanent weight loss by changing your relationship with food. Okay, question 4. Do you need to stop snacking to lose weight? And there's 3 options here. A. No. In fact, frequent snacking is the best possible way to prevent hunger. B. Yes, snacking is completely unnecessary. And C. No, but snacking is often related to meal portions that are too small. So let's go through these. First of all, A. Is frequent snacking the best possible way to prevent hunger? Yes, it is. But the question we need to ask is, do we want to prevent hunger? And the answer is no, we don't. So many clients, when they first come to see me, they are terrified of being hungry, and their entire eating pattern revolves around frequent snacks to avoid ever experiencing that feeling of hunger. But by doing this, they've lost all connection with natural feelings of hunger and fullness. And if you want to be able to naturally manage your weight, you have to reconnect with those feelings of hunger and fullness. And the only way to do that is by allowing yourself to experience hunger. So frequent snacking in order to avoid hunger is not a good idea. On the other hand, aiming for a complete elimination of snacking, as in B, is not necessary either. Yes, we want to concentrate our consumption in meals, but snacking is not necessarily a bad thing if needed. But it does feed into option C. Snacking is often related to meal portions that are too small. Often what people will do is they're trying to lose weight and they think a good way to do that is to either skip a meal or eat very light. And then what tends to happen is they haven't felt satisfied from their meal, they're hungry in between, they turn to snacks and their snacking becomes out of control because they haven't felt satisfied from the meal. So the solution there is to just have a proper meal instead. And actually, you can check out this video, which is all about the strategy of skipping meals and eating too light for lunch. And it gives you much more detail about the rationale for actually having proper meals rather than relying on snacking. And that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you next time.